Welcome to the Puller's Pit Podcast, hosted by BigMike and his buddy Ray Big Country Cote. This is your one-stop shop for everything related to arm wrestling and grip strength, news and entertainment. Presented by Infinity Functional Performance, 98 Arm Wrestling, Castle Rock Ranch in Golden Valley, Arizona, and Mad Tuna Fishing Charters. This is the Puller's Pit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Puller's Pit. I'm Big Mike, and I'm here with my buddy Big Ray Country Cote. And our guest tonight is multiple-time UAL champion, multiple WA championships, and he's a multiple arm sport entertainment champion, multiple USSA champion, and he's an NAP champion. He is Ryan Ballesteros. How's it going, bro?
Doing great. How you fellas doing?
Doing awesome.
Doing all right.
Awesome.
How you doing, Ray?
Coming on and doing the show.
Oh yeah, thank you
for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it, fellas.
So I guess we'll just start in, man. Like Mike said, you're a multiple-time UAL, WAL, NAP. How many actual state, national, and any world titles have you actually won?
Actually, believe it or not, zero. So I've never been to a national tournament. Usually there's none like local, and whenever they do have them, it's, with my work schedule and having multiple companies, it was just like it just so happened that they fell on weekends. I wasn't able to go. It wasn't like I was avoiding the competition. I've always wanted to go to a national competition, but I just given the schedule, wasn't able to make any of those. I've only been to one world tournament, and that was the one here in Florida. And pulled the bad, had a bad draw that day. I ended up elbow fouling out both matches on my right arm, and then just got whooped on my left. And the experience very humbling, and then. California State. I've been to a few California State, and I've gotten second, third. There was always somebody there that would beat me. Here in California, we got David Egan, we got Dallas Langston, we got Ole. We got a lot of top competitors, not even only in California, but in the nation. So, I was always up against the best of the best, no matter even if it was a local tournament. I'm going up against these guys in California that are just a top notch. So still chasing. Wasn't even able to make it down to this last state. I had a little issue with my elbow after this Monster Factory match that I had in December. My right elbow kind of started, feeling a little off. So stayed away from this last state tournament just to give it a little bit of a break and get ready for the rest of the year.
I was just going to bring Monster Factory up. I was just going to say, I didn't watch it live, but preparing for this interview, I went and watched it. How would you say competing at the Monster Factory compares to other platforms and stages that you have competed on?
Man, it was second to none, man. The Monster Factory itself, from the moment I opened up those doors and looked around, man, the atmosphere was amazing. Because the Monster Factory was built originally, but now he has a whole, I want to say it's like another 3,000 square feet almost something like that built on an addition. So he's got a platform on one side, platform on the other, stage in the middle. So it's like you were walking down the stairs up to the stage that's right there. It was an amazing experience, man. Like I said, from the time I opened up those doors to the time I left, man, it was just, it was an awesome place, awesome experience, great matchup. The tournament itself was very well ran. Michael and Rebecca are just awesome people, genuine people. Very, very cool to be around. That whole atmosphere.
Now,
Robert Kelly was awesome, man. It just everybody there.
Now, was it a tournament or was it just a series of super matches?
So it's a series of super matches, and there's prelims all the way, and then they usually have about 3 or 4 main card matches. I was part of the prelims. It was me against Dustin Pools, who is ranked number 1 in Texas. So that was pretty cool. It was an awesome match. The whole day was just full of some crazy matchups, man. They really knew what they were doing when it came down to putting people together, putting arm wrestlers together.
What do you have planned for 2026? Do you have anything concrete down that you would like to accomplish this year in the sport?
So my next one, I plan to get out to. My original plan to just a goal in general for 2026 is to break top 10 in the nation. Right now, I'm ranked number 13 in the. I believe it's 13 in the hook rankings in the 220-pound class, and then for arm fighters, I'm ranked number 14 in the 209 weight class. So my goal is to just break. I want to break at least top 10, if not top 5, in this next year. So pretty much what I have scheduled so far for the year is March 14th. I plan on getting down to Vegas out there for the Boom arm wrestling, that national or the. I forgot what it was called. I think I wrote it down.
It's the IFA or the AUA North American Championship.
North American Championships, yes. So I plan on getting to that on March 14th. And then I got invited by Greg Brown down, and he hosts that King of Baja down in Mexicali. And so he's going to bring me out there, which is going to be a super awesome experience. Can't wait. I've never competed internationally, so it's just on the other side of the border, but just can't wait to see what Mexico's got to bring. You know what I mean? It's going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Vegas event. I'm going to be going there and hopefully going to crack the top 5 in the Masters division.
Love it. Well, I look forward to seeing you, man. That's going to be.
I'm getting
cool.
old, man.
Yeah.
I was doing a charity outreach event yesterday showing arm wrestling. We had 2,700 kids, and this little 4-year-old boy thought I was Santa Claus.
Yeah.
They came up and sat on my lap and was asking me for toys. But yeah, I'm hoping to break in the top 5 of the Masters division.
Yeah, I believe you can do it, Ray, man. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, my wife and I will be there. She's training hard to get back down to 154. So she's hoping a little bit of noise in the women's class. But with that, you've competed on so many different levels, and you've been in so many different events.
Yes.
If you can remember, here I am talking like he's old. He's young enough to be my son. If you can remember, what would you say is your most memorable win?
Most memorable win. Honestly, it's probably recently. I think it's something that I won't forget. It hasn't been able to be televised or anything yet because it was part of the World Series of Arm Wrestling this past year. I went up against Dallas Langston, and we got into a nice war, man. It was pretty epic, and I ended up coming out on top. So that was that was right-handed, so that was super cool, great experience. And then also that same day, I beat David Iggian, both left and right. And, with him being ranked where he's at, that was it was super cool, man. And it was like all the work that I've been putting in. This is like, because I've had some cool wins back in the back or in past years, when I beat Scott Partington to become number 1 left-handed at the North vs. South in California. That was just in 2024, I believe it was. 2023. That was super cool. And then also just a couple months later, I beat Carl Gerke for the right-handed number 1. And that was at Anaheim Fit Expo. So 2023 was a super cool year just because I was able to get ranked number 1 in California on both left and right. But then this World Series of Arm Wrestling, man, that event really set up, because this past year I've been working my ass off, man. And at the end of the year, to go up against literally the best and the top-notch guys, not only in California, but in the nation, and to come, to win was awesome. And that's something that I don't think I'll ever forget. And then also, of course, the Monster Factory win against Dustin Pools, man. That was on a platform. That was my first time getting onto a platform at that level. And to come out on top of that was pretty fucking awesome.
So to follow that up, what do you feel was your hardest loss? Like, you trained, you thought you knew you were going to go in and win, and then you just fell short. What would you say is the hardest loss to swallow?
Let's see. It would probably be one of the California states. I can't remember exactly what year, with arm wrestling, things are just kind of blended all together. But there was one year, I want to say it was before COVID. So it was probably 2019, something like that. But I remember just spending like 6 months. I stayed away from other tournaments. I just was, I was practicing on the table. I just wanted to train my ass off to go to this California State Championship, because I was going to come out state champion. And I actually dropped weight all the way down to 185, got in the 185 class. And I'm like, dude, this is going to be it. Like, nobody in the 185 can hold me. Nope. I just got humbled that day. I don't even think I placed. So it was just like, it hurt my heart. I worked my ass off, but it also showed me that the way you train and how you prep for your tournaments makes a huge difference. It's like, yeah, I tried to get down to the 185 class, but that also, like, I lost a lot of strength doing that. So then it was just like, I was able to get into a class I thought I was going to dominate by losing all of this weight. And it's like, I usually walk around 200 at that time. So I'm like, dude, I'm going to kill it in this 185 class. And it was just humbling, man. And I believe Brandon, I forgot what his last name is. Brandon something took me out. Ole was there. He took me out on the 185. Bob Brown beat me that day. So it was just, it was the luck of the draw, but it was like, that was one state championship that I'll never forget, that I prepped my ass off, and just, it felt like it was a wasted trip.
Oh man, I can feel you there. Back when I returned back to the sport, I took a match with Michael Nance from Alabama, and we were going to the LA Fit Expo, and I had to drop all the way down to 215 pounds.
Holy shit. Right.
So I got all the way down to 215, won my super match, and I'm thinking, golden, I'll be in the 220s in the Masters, right? Not realizing that it's 205 and above. So I ended up taking 4th place in the tournament. I lost to Adam Silver, which was like completely like set
the
my
bodybuilder killer.
Yeah. And so I'm like, screw this. I'm going to train. I'm going to get ready for Anaheim. And I shot all the way up to 280 pounds for Anaheim. And I crushed everybody. I went undefeated. No one could touch me that event. So it got, losing weight really does have an impact.
It was a huge difference, man. And it was like, just because I had to wash myself out with it, where, I had, when I went to go weigh in, I was a couple of pounds under, but I remember, like, I didn't eat the whole day before, 0 water. It was just terrible. And like, I remember my brother looking at me that morning, and he was just like, dude, you don't look good. And I'm just like, I feel good. Yeah, definitely not. Once I got on the table, I was like, fuck, man, this is terrible.
So what does training look like now compared to when you were coming up and doing stuff like that?
Well, now, so this past year, I really honed down on my training itself. Not even just arm wrestling specific. So arm wrestling specific, I'm doing at least arm wrestling specific once a week, maybe twice a week, all depending on how the elbow, the forearm, and everything feels. I've gone through the whole overtraining thing part. I've done it. I know that there is such thing as overtraining, especially with me. I mean, like when I train, it's not going to be like more of like a blood flow. I'm getting hard. I'm getting after it. You know what I mean? I'm going hard. And but like just fitness in general, I got my schedule in the morning down to I'm in the gym 2 to 2.5, sometimes 3 hours a day. And I'm doing cardio, I'm doing abs, I'm doing complete just muscle building, strength building. And I'm getting so strong right now. So right now my regimen is top notch. My diet is top notch. It's kind of crazy when you actually hone down. You have a set plan, you stick to the plan, and after a few months of doing it, you see the results. Just for instance, a year ago, in January, I got up to 250 pounds, and me with my frame, that's not normal. I usually walk around about 205, 210. Actually, before that, it was about 215, 220. I want to say I was walking around, but in January, that was when I really started taking this whole fitness and health thing serious. And then it was game changer when it came to strength and fitness. And then now with me just getting my all around strength when it comes to legs, core, upper body, that has turned into the table time as well. It's just, I know how to arm wrestle, and so I know how to implement different techniques when it comes to muscle building and strength building into like an arm wrestling situation in a way where it's not even necessarily arm wrestling specifics, but it's, you're strengthening those basically everything. Arm wrestling isn't just an arm sport. This thing is a full body. So I really started noticing a huge difference when I started focusing on the full body strength and then not just a table time strength. You know what I mean?
So before I get into the next series of questions, I wanted to shout out. You're in a contest, right? Muscle you're doing trying to get on the cover of a magazine.
I am. I actually entered. It was out of a whim. Recently I've just really been. I went through a really rough time growing up, and it was as soon as January hit, and I really started taking this whole health and fitness thing serious. I now have like this transformation story. I have gained so much knowledge in the nutrition part, the working out part, just the lifestyle, and as soon as I started posting about it and like really being vulnerable about everything, it was just like people were hitting me up and it was just like, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And it was just like I kind of felt like, it was like my chance to kind of give back to everybody. But then all of a sudden, like now that my algorithm, when it comes to social media and all that, like I just started getting these ads for this Mr. Health and Fitness magazine. And it's like, oh, be on the cover. And I'm just like, you know what? It was one day where I was feeling good. I had a lot of people just talking about how I was inspiring them. And, I was getting a lot of messages and I was just like, and then this ad popped up and I'm like, you know what? Let's just throw in my bio. Let's send them a couple pictures. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? And that's kind of my whole thing that I've been getting at with the health and fitness and like me being vulnerable, putting everything out there. It's like once you stop thinking about what other people think and what other people care about, that's when things really start to happen. So, I was just following my own advice and not caring what everybody else thought and what anybody cared or what anybody cared or thought about what I was doing. I threw my application in this competition, and then next thing you know, I get an email saying you've been accepted. You're the perfect candidate, and I'm just like, what? And I never thought that I was going to get accepted, let alone now that I'm in it, I started posting about it and a lot of my following, a lot of my friends, my family have all been behind it. And now I'm actually in second place in the running in the first round. And it's like, dude, like this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I just put in my daily vote for you today.
Fucking love it, Ray. Thank you, man. And it's just like super cool. So then it's just like, it was just another way of me telling people and not only telling people, but showing people. It's like as soon as you stop thinking and caring what other people think, that you never know what can happen, because it's shit. Now I'm in the running, and it's like now a certain amount. I don't know exactly how many of the first round, the first group. So it's kind of like groups all over the nation. The top people in each group will be moved on to the next round. So it's kind of like a tier system, know. And it's like, dude, I'm in second place out of my group, and I know there's at least 20 people in the group. And it's like, dude, this is awesome. And there's multiple groups all over the nation. And it's just like, hell yeah, let's keep rolling. Nice.
So talking about training and transformation, anybody who knows me knows personally, I think everybody should take steroids. I think it's a great thing if it's not abused. But I also know it comes with there's a lot of other things you got to take with it. Like I take a lot of creatine, I take a lot of collagen, L-carnitine, a lot of other stuff.
So go back. You think everybody should take what?
Steroids. I think everybody should take a low dose of steroids. I don't advocate abuse.
So when you're talking about steroids itself, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about a specific one? Or are you talking about?
Oh, like for me personally, right now, started 3 weeks ago. I'm taking a 1 cc injection of Sosanon 250.
Okay.
And I'm taking a 1-shot cc of Equipoise.
Okay.
And so basically what I do is I alternate week to week, right? And that, I'm not doing a massive cycle. I mean, back in my day, back when I used to compete in strongman and powerlifting, I was taking 3,800 milligrams of anything that I could put in my body, right?
Yep.
He was on that trend and D-ball.
Oh, bro, my stack back in the day, I'm gonna go old. You guys probably never even heard of this stuff, but it was Phenojet 30, Diana Ball, Deca.
I've heard of D-ball.
Right? Anadrol 50 and Super Test. That was my stack. That's what I used to do. I'm talking about in my 20s and my 30s, 437 pounds of just pure freaking beast, right? But as I've gotten older, and I have some health issues. I have problems walking. I need a new hip. I've got some kidney issues. I find I don't need to take as much, right? I take a couple months off, then I jump back on. Now I get a lot of criticism. I'm very open about my use. I don't care what people think about me. To me, I don't care if you're taking, creatine. Shout out to Pro Gear. I don't care if you're taking creatine. I don't care if you're taking whatever it is, PEDs, if you're taking TB500, BBC 15000, NAD 40, whatever it is, you're taking a substance to elevate your performance, right? Yes. And a lot of people say, oh, well, the stuff you're taking is not prescribed. The stuff I'm taking is prescribed, so it's okay. No, testosterone is testosterone. I don't give a shit if you're paying $100 to your doctor or $40 from your homie down in Tijuana. Testosterone is testosterone. So my question to you is, because let's face it, a lot of the top athletes in our sport are taking gear.
100%.
So what is your overall position on steroids in the sport?
Yeah, I mean, if it's offered to everybody, then shit, why wouldn't you can't complain about it? You know what I mean? Me personally, I've never taken any type of steroid. Until I guess if you're when you're talking about testosterone, so that being a steroid, yes, it is. How I look at it is so all the way up until this year, I have taken absolutely nothing except for creatine, pre-workout, your basic over-the-counter stuff, you know? So this year in July, no, I want to say May, I was doing everything right when it came to health and fitness. I was working out, I was dieting and everything, and I still would not get rid of a lot of belly fat and a lot of, in all these certain areas. If my mood was getting fucked up, everything. And so finally we have this place here in Vacaville. It's called Game Day Men's Health and Fitness. And I go in there and they take your blood, they test off your levels and all that. My testosterone level was at a 76. That's what my number was. And that was it, 76. And I'm just like, and they're like, dude, like, what the fuck?
You ready for this?
That's not normal. And I'm like, I knew something was up. I'm like, I feel, like this, my whole body didn't feel right. So now I am, like you said, it is prescribed to me. I am on a 200 milligrams a week. And even now with me being on it for 6 months, my testosterone level is still only up to a 700. I just had that tested last week. So the way I look at it is I didn't take steroid. I never, because I got strong as shit without any type of substance. That was me. And that was something I always prided myself on, that I didn't have to take any type of steroids or anything. And I was still competing and keeping up with all of these guys that were blasting anything and everything. You know what I mean?
Well, that's like Tom Nelson. Tom Nelson. Huh? That's like Tom Nelson, 100% lifetime natural.
Yeah.
And he's such an elite puller. And
exactly. And that was somebody that I always looked up to, and that was something, and that was somebody who I saw and I was like, dude, like, you obviously don't have to take steroids. It's going to take you longer to get to where these guys are, but you're doing it you're doing it in a natural way. Well, then that was just my personal, that was just like my personal preference, I never once talked shit about guys that were taking steroids because I didn't give a shit. It's like, dude, it's offered to anybody. So anybody can take steroids. You can't talk shit about it, but because no matter what, these guys, even whatever substance they're taking, they still got to put in the fucking work to get strong as fuck like that, or to be good at arm wrestling. And so it didn't matter. It's just, if that's what made somebody feel better or be stronger, then cool, have at it. But me, that was, I just always was just like, I don't need to. I didn't know. With me having, some back in the day, I used to have a little anger issues. Never, you know what I mean? I was a fucking wild card. So I never really knew what steroids would have done to me. But then when I went and got my testosterone levels checked and my blood drawn, and they told me that, it was just like, fuck, well, let's, I'm getting on this testosterone. And I didn't do it because I felt it was going to advance me in arm wrestling in whatsoever, in any way. I did it for a health reason. I did it because I knew that my whole body was not working right. So I was just like, you know what, let's do it. And now, and I feel comfortable because I'm not buying the shit off of Joe Smo down at Target, or, standing out front of fucking Target, or, you know what I mean? I have an actual clinic that I go there every week. They inject me. It is by a nurse. And then every 6 weeks, I am getting my blood drawn to make sure that my levels are in a healthy level. I even at this clinic, anything over like 1100 on your testosterone level, they will drop you down. So it's all kind of like you know what I mean? So the way I started looking, and that kind of opened my eyes to just testosterone itself in a way to where if you're taking testosterone, it is not I don't consider it a steroid. Yes, it is a substance that you're putting into your body, but I don't consider it a steroid until you start blasting it and your testosterone level is like a fucking 15, 2000. Then I'm considering it, okay, this dude's just blasting a steroid. You know?
I mean,
but me and I know a lot of other people take TRT as TRT and what it is for the health reasons, not necessarily to fucking get big as fuck, Well,
like for me, my free testosterone, the last time I had it checked, so I go see a nephrologist and I'm on protocol, right? Yep. So I go in, I've been off for 2 months, 2.5 months. My working testosterone was like 0. My free testosterone was 11.
Yep.
And like you just said, I felt like crap.
Yes.
Now, full disclosure, you know me. I'm very upfront. I don't bullshit about nothing. Yeah, I get testosterone prescribed, but my doctor's not going to give me a horse drug like equipoise. So
exactly.
So I do get it from a safe, reliable source. But now, like right now, I just had my blood work done. I've been on it for 4 weeks. My testosterone right now is at 835, and I feel great. Right? I'm able to get back into the gym. I'm able to train a little more. My inflammation in my body's gone down quite a bit.
Yes.
So when it's not abused, it has a lot of benefits to it.
Exactly. And that's what made me, that's what put me into, and testosterone itself, it helps with the recovery. It helps with your mood. And it gives you the energy, not only to be healthy, but to train harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really get after it. And then you're fucking recovering the way that your body is normally supposed to, as like a, 22, 23-year-old. So I saw a huge difference just being on the low dose of testosterone I am on. And like, I could see fucking why. Even guys that only take TRT have been able to advance, or even the guys that don't, that have a natural testosterone level at 700-800. And I could see why they're able to train as hard as they do.
Well, like me, I'm 56 years old. I'll be 50.
Exactly. At some point, our body stops shutting down the producing testosterone. So,
actually, at the age of 30, our testosterone levels start to reduce. Like I said, I'm 56. I'll be 57 in March. And I've talked about this numerous times. I personally have abused steroids my whole life. I'm talking Rick Piana size.
Hell yeah.
So it's not, to me, it's not surprising that when I'm off, I don't produce it. I have nothing. Like my libido, everything just tanks, right? But I also feel, like you said earlier, if it's made available to everybody, why not? I mean,
you can't talk shit about it. I mean,
I would say 95%, no pun intended, probably 98% of the sport is on some type of supplementation. And I'm not talking about creatine or protein. I'm talking about steroids.
Oh yeah.
SARMs, peptides. They're on something. Like you're talking about, you go to a clinic. One of our sponsors is Infinity Functional Performance. Great clinic.
Yeah, I've actually talked to him on the phone a couple times.
Bro,
I met him. What was his first name again? Darren?
Jeremy, I think. No.
Was it Jeremy? Starts with a D, I believe. Dale? One of those. I'd have to look in my messages.
Through 98%.
It's been a while. I'm the worst for fucking names, but
you and me both, bro. You and me both.
Yeah. But I've talked to him. I met him at the Monster Factory, actually.
Yeah.
And he told me I need to come down to the facility, come check everything out. Whenever I'm in Texas, he'll definitely take care of me. So super cool dude.
They got a facility right in Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're getting ready to expand. So 98% has a special QR code for anybody who competes in our event. You get there's a special menu that you can shop off of. But they don't just do TRT. I mean, they do stem cell treatment.
Yeah, all the peptides, things like that.
Cryotherapy, the infrared. But I bring that up, and then you got that other one out of Florida, TRT Nation.
Yep.
So it's accessible to everyone. So why not use it if it's going to make you feel better over? And again, I can't reiterate this enough. There's a difference between using and abusing. Right?
Glenn. His name is Glenn. That's what I was doing. I had to look it up because I felt bad. I forgot his name. Glenn.
I've never actually spoke to him.
Super cool dude, man. If you ever do, he's an awesome, just an awesome person.
Well, they're sponsoring the overalls for Winter Blast.
Yeah. When is Winter Blast? That's in March, isn't it?
It's March 28th, bro. It's
okay.
So I was supposed to go out there to do it, but my sponsor, his warehouse burnt down, so he had to back out of my sponsorship.
Yep.
And he's like, "Hey, man, if you got a closer event, I'll send you to a closer event. That's why I'm going to Vegas." Because he's sending me out there.
Yeah. That's why I'm going. Vegas is a quick flight for me. Winter Blast would have been fucking expensive, man.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, man. So I train with a guy. I don't know if you heard of him. I trained with the guy, 220 guy. Asked me specifically to ask you. His name is Drew Sanchez.
Okay. Yeah.
Alpha Empire.
Yep.
He wants a match with you, brother. He's been in the sport 3 years. He looks up to you. He has nothing but respect for you.
Honestly, I've talked to him. He's messaged me. I remember Drew for sure.
Yeah. And he was at this community outreach that I was doing yesterday with me. And he's like, "Hey, how you're going to be talking to Ryan tomorrow night on your podcast, right?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Hook up a match, bro."
Yeah. We might be able to figure something out. I know I do got a lot. So basically with the Vegas trip, and then I got the with Mexico trip, and then I got I'm supposed to be going up against in June. I'm supposed to be going up against John Therian.
I know. So, I'm gonna be at Arizona State too. So I'll see.
Arizona State is where I'm supposed to be going up against John Therian, which that right there is probably going to be one of the matches of my life. That's my opportunity to get into the top 10 on both rankings where I want to be. So, but yeah, I mean, shit, I would love to fucking get on the table with Drew. That don't matter to me, man. Any type of challenge, I'm always down for it. I've never been one just because I'm a nationally ranked pooler. Somebody wants to jump on the table, fucking let's run it. I was that guy. I was somebody who wasn't ranked. I was in the climbing. And I fucking, I wanted to call out people, and I got denied multiple times just because I wasn't at that status. And it's like, dude, if you got enough balls to fucking call somebody out at that level, shit, let's run it. However you feel, let's do it.
Well, here
you would have to figure out a certain I can't. At that, if I am putting my ranking up, then it wouldn't be like me paying for my travel to get to him. I'm not, you know what I mean? It would have to be either he comes to it.
So how about this? My event is December 5th.
Okay. So
Drew actually won the belt for my league at 220.
Okay.
Yeah, he has to come back and defend.
And that's in December?
December in Golden Valley, Arizona.
Okay. I know that I had gotten a call from Travis, the one who runs that Get Cracked.
Yeah, he's doing an event a week or so after in Vegas.
Yeah. So he had already messaged me about making sure that I'm open for a match then. So that would me being in another match a week before would be a rough one.
Right.
So we'd have to figure something else out with me already telling Travis that Get Cracked.
It ain't no big deal. I can get a venue anywhere and bring you down here.
Yeah. I said, man, I'd never say no to somebody who's trying to get it, but it's going to be a hell of a time, Drew.
Right. Well, I'm looking at putting on an event at that Big Al's place too.
Okay, yeah, that one's what isn't that like Modesto area or something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that. I wouldn't mind traveling a couple hours. You know what I mean?
Spencer Pow and those guys up there have been asking me to put an event on up north.
Yep.
So
dude, I love the Pow Pows, man. Those are awesome. Those brothers are awesome, man.
That's who Drew beat was Zach Pow for the 220.
Okay. Belt. Yep. That's right. Yeah. I think I did watch that. I think I saw Zach post about it.
So what do you do? Like you were mentioning earlier, that you had a little bit of an elbow injury.
Yeah.
From Monster Factory.
Yep.
What do you do to recover an injury? Do you stay off the table? Do you focus on that area for blood flow? What is it that, or do you just stay away from that area altogether and give it time to heal?
I'm mostly, time's gonna heal it. I do a lot of red light therapy on it. I have been getting into the BCP 157 recently. Whenever I do have an injury, I'll just throw it right there into the exact spot where I'm having some problems. That BCP 157 has helped tremendously, man. And it's like, and then also just taking that time to recover. I have stayed off of table time. I haven't been on the table since Monster Factory, but now just last week I started being able to lift really heavy again, and I think I'm ready to jump back on the table and start prepping for these tournaments I got coming up. But yeah, like I say, it's going to be. Sorry, I got to change my lighting. Can you guys see the flicker as it's going? Like, at some point, or is that just my screen?
I think it's your screen.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it really time's going to recover it. I do a lot of blood flowing blood flow workouts when it does hurt. Just constantly keeping it moving. I mean, people are all like, you need to give it a rest. When they say give it a rest, that doesn't mean completely stop doing everything. You still got to stick to your routines. It's just don't go fucking hard and don't, you know what I mean? Don't be stupid to where they're trying to fucking PR everything all the time. It's like, just give it a rest. You don't have to fucking be the strongest man in the gym all the time. Yeah, it feels cool to do it and be that, but you got to give a rest, And I think that was always everything that helped me the most, was just taking fucking at least a month off. If you have something tweaked, if it doesn't feel right, your body more than anybody else. Take a little break, give it some rest. And because I've had to take multiple rests throughout my career. And after every single time I've taken 4 to 6 weeks off of doing any type of arm wrestling specific or anything like that, I always came back way stronger. And it was just like, and after that happened for me the first time, because first few years I was just like, oh, you got to fucking get through the pain. And like, yeah, there's certain pain that that you can fucking get through, and you just know that you just got to keep moving. But then once you get to this level and you've been doing it for so many years, it's like, that shit ain't right. And that shit's not feeling right. You need to take a fucking break. And it's like, just take the fucking break. You will be okay. You're not going to lose much your strength. If anything, you're going to gain. But then you come back way stronger, So it's like, and I'm always in the spa, hitting the jets and making sure that you're getting the massaging through it, and it's icing, heating, red light therapy, and then the BCP 157 has helped tremendously too. I've never gotten any stem cells. I hear nothing but good things about stem cells. I hear that's always good to jump in on if you got the money.
Expensive. I was just gonna say it's expensive.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I never had anybody even close around here to do it. So that's why I never jumped into stem cells. There was plenty of times I wanted to, but then it's like, you pay thousands of dollars to go travel to somebody who's going to fucking, and then spend thousands of dollars to do the stem cell therapy, and it's just like, it wasn't worth it for me. I'd rather just take a few weeks off and let it recover naturally.
Yeah. When I used to own Country Crush, I went to Vegas for stem cell after a back surgery.
I still got my Country Crush, by the way, Ray. I still use that shit all the
time. Now we're talking 6 years ago. I had stem cell done at a discounted rate, and it still cost me $8,000 a session.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
Unless you're gonna head down to fucking Tijuana and have fucking Juan go do it or something, you know what I mean? You don't even know the guy. You don't even know what the hell this place is.
Even then, it's like $4,000.
I know. It's like shit. But yeah, like I said, when it comes to recovery, man, just take the break, take it easy on it. Take whatever supplements are working for you, and keep taking them. Heat, ice, depending on what the injury is. But yeah, mostly it's just going to be taking that break.
Yeah. Like for me, when I don't do table time anymore. Very rarely will I get on a table.
Yeah.
Like everything that I do is arm wrestling specific, movements. I mean, of course I've got the advantage than some people do. I like to design my own equipment. So even though I don't sell anything, I still design a lot of the stuff that I train with in my gym
Yep.
like I did a new set of hands that I connect to bands, and it allows me to top roll with it, hook with
Dude,
it.
you should see my workout shit. It's so it's so weird, some of the stuff, but it works, man. You know the positions that arm wrestlers put you in, and so it's like any way to mimic it. It fucking like my all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite tools. It was back when I had no money, and I still use the thing upstairs in the shop. But it's a fucking 5-gallon bucket of rocks, right? So it's a fucking, and it's like boulders, right? And it would be, I have the rope tied to the top of the bucket, and then I have the strap on the bucket. So then I'm able to do the pronation lifts, right? Well, as I'm doing the lifts, I'll have somebody have a boulder standing on the outside of that rock. And as I'm coming up, they're throwing that boulder into that rock and mimicking a hit as I'm coming up. So it's like you're coming up and then surge, coming up, surge. And it's just like that thing changed the game for me. And it was just like, now I can fucking get into a locked position and anybody can surge as hard as they can. And you're most likely not going to get through it. Which kind of demonstrated that in fucking at the Monster Factory against Dustin. It's like as soon as was able to get into my pronation lock, it was just like he kept on hitting, and that's all it mimicked was me having that 5-gallon bucket of rocks and somebody just throwing a boulder in there. It was just like I already felt that surge so many times, thousands of times in my life. I knew damn well that he wasn't going to get through it.
I do a similar exercise, but I use a 160-pound resistance band.
Yep.
And I put it through the handle of an 80-pound kettlebell. And I keep my elbow stuck nice and tight to my side, and I rip it up. And then once the recoil of that band hits, it drops the weight. So you have
Yep.
Yeah, same thing. Like I got a super match coming up July 18th against Julius Blair. He's a beast out of Arizona.
Yeah.
Him and I pulled each other in Springerville, Arizona a few months back, and he hit me and I stop him. Literally, bro, if you watch the match, I am like a pubic hair away from the pad. And I just held him there forever. And then I finally just pronated him over and was able to pin him. So it's the little things like you said, the unorthodox way of training. Is, in my opinion, I mean, you can have, and I got some pretty nice equipment in my gym, but I find it's the unorthodox stuff that I do that 100%. really gets me ready for an event.
Yeah.
One final thing, brother. I'm going to actually steal Mike's question. I've been kind of hogging the interview tonight.
He's up, Mike's looking at you like you.
I even sent him a text. I said, "Hey man, if you want me to shut up, just text me and tell me to shut up."
Just letting you roll, bro.
I mean, I'm a talker too, so I mean that's cool with me. And you guys,
work for me, man. I'm good with it. I do it all day long at work, so
right. So you're a busy man, like you told us in your bio that you sent us. You own multiple businesses.
Yes.
As somebody coming into the sport that's brand new, and he's looking to balance work, family, training, competition, what advice would you give to a new person that has all that stuff going on? What is your advice to them coming into the sport?
There's always time, man. You're always going to have time to train. sometimes if I can't, now I have it to, I have my, I got companies to where I can step away, and I got employees that will implement and kind of do everything. But when everything was get wild and I'm getting these companies out like off the ground, and life was crazy. I got 2 young kids. It's like sometimes I'm sitting in the fucking living room with some weights, you know what I mean? Just trying to mimic as much as I can. There's always going to be time. I'll be at work. I used to be at work, 5-gallon bucket as I'm carrying anything. When my son was born, I would walk through with his car seat as I'm walking through the store, and I'm just holding it like this as long as I can. You know what I mean? Like there's always something to do that you can do that is going to better and get you stronger at arm wrestling. Always. There's always time. I feel like I've been the busiest of the busies, and I still was able to find time. You're going to be able to find time. Everything else is going to be fucking excuses. I don't want to hear the bullshit about I work too much. You can find something at work to do. Yeah, I got 2 young kids. I'm always at fucking kids sports. Well, so am I, and I jump in there with the kids. I'm doing the agility training. I'm doing the strength training with them. There's, you're always going to have time. When it comes to the new people, man, just don't give up. Don't think that if you don't become a ranked puller in the first year, if you're not dominating even the amateur competition within the first couple of years, but then just keep going. It's gonna happen. My brother, he probably hates me because I always use this fucking example. But so when I first started arm wrestling as an amateur, I was winning. I'd get wins on every tournament, and sometimes I'm placing. And this is like the very beginning. My brother took almost his first year and didn't win a match, not one match, and he never fucking gave up. And now he's ranked fucking like fifth in California, both left and right, something like that. You know what I mean? And now he's a fucking competitor. He's people step on the table with him, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we don't know what's gonna happen," And it's like, dude, you just don't stop, because arm wrestling isn't natural. You can't just hop on the table and fucking become good. You know what I mean? Some people do. Some people take over. And I always feel like it's the people that try to climb too fast, or they do all of a sudden they do get up there in the first year, 2 years, and then they start falling off. You know what I mean? Arm wrestling is a long game. You're going to be in it. If you don't plan on being in it for the rest of your life, man, then you're most likely not going to get very high in arm wrestling. It takes a long time to weather it, because no matter how strong you are, your tendons and your ligaments aren't prone to the arm wrestling techniques. The ones that the ones that fucking get into those positions, and it's like that's why you always see a lot of these bicep snaps and things like that. It's because like these people aren't just taking it slow and making sure that their bodies are growing with, or their tendons and ligaments are growing with their skill level. They're always like, people will fucking snap a bicep because they're trying to get into, they're trying to hold somebody right above the pad, and it's just, and then they turn their head, and then you know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's just like, you got to take it slow, because even if your muscles are growing and your muscles are strong, your tendons and your ligaments are not. They do not grow as fast as and get as strong as your muscles. So weathering those tendons is what's going to make you, just be better at arm wrestling itself. Like me, I've luckily never snapped a tendon. I've never broken an arm, nothing. And I feel that's because I just have taken my time to get through that toothache pain and let the tendons and ligaments fucking weather. Yeah, it fucking hurts, but if you don't stop, man, that's when you're going to really start. By year 3, year 4 is when you really start to feel, okay, this is all working. Now everything's working, So that's something I got to tell the new guys is just don't stop, man. You're not going to fucking climb to the top in the first 3-4 years, So just keep going.
So before we close out, man, remind everybody what you're trying to do and get their votes in to help you out, win your class, and get on that.
Yeah, Men's Health and Fitness magazine. So it's a competition to get on the front page of the Men's Health and Fitness magazine. Get a 2-page article, and it's $20,000. So it's like, and all of that is just going to go back into what I'm already trying to do when it comes to health and fitness. It's just going to be going to help people. You know what I mean? I came from a shitty ass lifestyle, shitty ass childhood, and it was, now that I was able to come out of that riot, I would say, that's what I say now. It's like life is a riot. As soon as you learn to control it, that's when things start to happen. So that's kind of like the fitness brand that I'm going for, controlled riot. But it's like, that's all of that is just going to advance what I'm trying to do in helping people just in general, so vote, go onto my Facebook, my Instagram. You'll see the link right underneath my page or right underneath my name, my photo. You can vote for free once a day. Or you can pay for some votes too. And however, and everything's it all goes to charity. So it's an awesome competition, not only just to win, not even just to win that competition, but what the competition itself and the charity event that it is, it's pretty cool. So
yeah, that's a really cool opportunity.
Every donation, every vote that, every time somebody does pay for votes, all of that goes to fighting children's cancer. So it's, no matter what, it's for a good cause. And then even if I win, then that's going to go to even a better cause when it comes to helping people and just health, fitness, and just their lifestyle,
That's awesome, brother. Thank you so much for coming on the Puller's Pit, man. We appreciate you. Enjoyed having you on here. Yeah. Look forward to your upcoming events. I look forward to seeing you March 14th at the AUA American Championship, Sean Boom Hancock. And I look forward to seeing your success in the future, brother. You're like Tom Nelson said in a comment that he made on the post about this podcast. There's fire in that young one right there, man.
I'm telling you, man, and it's just like I can't wait to show people. It's just things are 2026 is going to be a hell of a year, and I'm going to shock a lot of people. I'll tell you that.
That's awesome, man. Again, thank you for coming on, and I want to just let everybody know, go to sportsgrips.com. You use ASAL 15 through the month of February, and you'll get $15 off your order. Don't forget to thank our sponsors, which will be listed at the end in the credits: IFP Life, sportsgrips.com, armcombat.com. And again, thank you, Ryan Ballesteros, for coming on, and we look forward to seeing much great things from you in the future.
Thanks for having me, fellas. Much appreciated, man.
Take care, guys. Peace, love, and hang loose. Have a good one.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. We'd love to have you back on eventually later this year.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime. I would love to be on, man. You guys are super cool guys.
After March, after he wins his North American Championship.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm telling you guys, the version that you see now is something that I don't think very many people can keep up.
Well, dude, I was watching. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Or no, actually, not even a couple of weeks ago. I think it was just the other day. You posted up a video like, "Yeah, I think I'm taking the 90s for a ride," and you're just sitting there just slamming out hammer curls.
Oh yeah, that's hammer curling too. On the preacher curl, I was up to 110s yesterday, and I'm not just catching this. I'm like, this is full range. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm telling you, I'm fucking strong as shit. It's
what I found funny about that video is there was a person behind you while you were doing it. He was just standing there just going.
Yeah. I'm telling you, people in the gym are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I guarantee you everybody thinks I'm just blasting everything in the world. And that's the best thing is I'm still doing that little bit of testosterone, and we're good. And
do you know who Danny Madranos is? Maderos?
Yes. Yeah.
So I have a super match against him in May.
Okay,
right?
yeah, Danny's cool, man. He reached out to me when he was first starting to arm wrestle, man. That's cool to see him getting some super matches and shit.
I love Danny, man. So he hits me up. I posted a video. And I'm just doing 65s off the preacher, right?
Yeah.
He goes, "Are those 65s?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, that's awesome." I said, "Dude, by the time you and I pull, I'll be doing 120s."
Yep.
And he's all like, "What the fuck?"
Yep. That's fucking tight, man. Hell yeah.
I go to him, I said, I may be old, but I'm still strong. I can't walk worth the shit, but I can lift.
Yep.
What's that, Mike?
Said you got that old man strength going.
Well,
hell yeah, man. You got to use whatever you got.
Well, I've been in the sport since 1985. So we're talking.
That's fucking. I was born in '89, Ray.
Yeah,
Ryan, I have
4 years longer than we've been alive.
Ryan, I have children older than you guys. My oldest daughter is 42 years old. She'll be 43 in April. But the thing is, the thing I love about arm wrestling is that really age is just a number.
Exactly. I mean, you see Alan Fisher, you see fucking all these guys, Eric Wolf, all these guys are fucking still out there killing it at over 60, 70 years old. It's just crazy.
Well, look at I just saw that match with Rob Chavez versus Glenn Bauer. Glenn was 70 years old. I mean, rest in peace. Glenn was 70 years old when he did that match, and it was amazing. And that's what we need, everybody, not just promoters and podcasters, but everybody as a community. That's what we need to promote, is that this isn't for just the gym rat, jack, strong guy. It spans genres.
Yes.
It spans genres, and you can do it. Like you said, Alan Fisher just turned 70.
Yeah, and still fucking out here just ruining people's days, man.
There's another guy.
The dude is an animal.
154-pound guy from Massachusetts. He's 86 years old. He just won his 70th title, and that's Norm Devio. And I'm not talking about competing with guys his age. He's wrecking guys your age, my age.
Yeah.
And at 86, it's or you look at us, look at Stanaway, 80 years old, still winning sit-down national championships.
Shit's crazy. Man.
It's just insane. But man, I appreciate you coming on, brother. And
thanks for having me, guys.
And we'll have to. I'll talk to you a little bit more. Because I don't, my thing is, like with my event, I don't want to compete. I competed with WSA last year, and it sucked because that's just what that was the date that the venue had. So I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk with the venue because I don't want to. Travis is doing great things, right? And not that I'm competition for him, but I don't want to be that close to another major event. So, but either way, man, I'm planning an event here in California. I've actually been talking to the director of entertainment at that new Hooters casino in Bakersfield.
Yep.
And they want to bring arm wrestling to the casino.
So that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. Drew's going to be very excited when I message him and tell him that you're like. You told me to tell you.
You know what I mean? I'm not one to, like I said, man. I'm not one to be like, oh no, who is he? Blah blah blah. I've been there, man. It's always like if you got enough balls to call somebody out, let's fucking run it. But I'll tell you what, Drew, you're fucked.
I fucking love it.
Hell yeah.
I remember when you first got into the sport.
Yeah.
You and your brother, man. It's so awesome to see you 12 years later at the top of the game,
Yeah. Well, 11 years. Don't give me that extra year, man. But yeah, it was cool, man. I never thought that I'd be at this level. And super cool to just, like I said, I got a match coming up with John Therian. It's like, fuck, man. Just for him to accept that match, it was just like, hell yeah. you know. So it's like I'm actually doing something right here. I'm making a name for myself. I remember when I first started, Dan, I was a wild horse on the table. And like today, the aggression's still there, but now it's like it's a controlled aggression. You know what I mean? I know when to tap into it. Now I can kind of manipulate my emotions a little bit easier now. To where
I'm so old and broken now. Wait till you see me when I walk up to the table with a walker, move the walker aside, grab the arm, go for it. My wife's there with the walker in case I fall and put it under my ass. So
right on, guys. All right, we can sit here and talk forever, man. Big Mike's like, fuck, guys, shut up.
Right? No, I'm good, brother.
All right, brother. Again, thank you.
Have a good night, fellas. Appreciate you again for having me on, man. Anytime you want to have me on, let me know. I'm always available.
Appreciate it for sure.
Thank you, brother.
Later, guys.
Later.
Later.